Now that we've seen the age outputs of the simulation, we'll look at the cost outputs. This is the total cost tab. If you look, the total cost for the year 2010 was just over 35 million, and then 5 years in the future it increased to 39 million, and then in the year 2020, 10 years in the future, almost 43 million. And then on the far right we have a grand total of the 10-year simulation run. The costs are broken down in the 5-year age groups for each year of the simulation as well. Now we'll click on the Chart Totals tab and look at the chart output for the totals. The green line represents the total cost, the red dotted line represents the employees, and then the blue dotted line represents the retirees. With your timeline at the bottom, the amount of employees on the left, and then the total cost represented on the right, you can see that over the 10-year simulation the total cost went up, whereas the total employees actually decreased, and the amount of retirees increased very little. Now we'll go to the Employees Total Cost tab. This is where the employees' costs are broken down by salaries, healthcare, and retirement, and the totals are represented at the bottom. Just like on the Total Cost tab, they're separated by 5-year age groups, and then each year is represented here. And then each year is shown. And then the yearly totals are calculated at the end. The retirees' total cost is just like the employees' total cost, separated by 5-year age groups, and then each year the costs are shown, and it is separated by healthcare, retirement benefits, and the total. Since they don't receive a salary, that won't be represented here. The employee detailed cost will show you the salaries of each of the 5-year age groups, healthcare costs, and the retirement benefits as they are paid in. And then finally, the last tab is the retiree detailed costs. Since we did not enter any of the retirement benefits cost, it is not shown here. However, we did enter data for the healthcare, and it is calculated here. Going back to the total cost tab, this is the best tab to view when you're comparing different scenarios that you may run. If you're doing a furlough, for example, what you would do is run a baseline without the furlough, save the spreadsheet to a different name, say could title it baseline, and then enter the furlough in the scenarios tab, and then compare the two spreadsheets together so you could see what your savings would be and how it would impact you, say 10 years in the future. The other tabs would show you a more detailed view of how the salaries would be affected throughout. This view has the healthcare costs, the retirements costs, all of that combined, and should just be used as a macro view of the simulation. If we did do a furlough and wanted just to see the impacts on the salary, we would go to the Employees Total Costs tab and just view the salary data at the top and compare that. This is the end of the tutorials for the spreadsheets.